Živjo, Ivy here, welcome back to my channel, and let's look at all of the books that I read for June. And I have to say, I'm very late because I didn't succeed to read the second book fast enough. And I was going on my vacation, and yeah, that's why this video is very late. And I decided to read different genres of books this time because, I don't know, maybe because I was reading romance or something, and just maybe that's why I couldn't get into it. I usually always read different genres because sticking with one really doesn't help, at least not me. I get bored very fast because, you know, certain books or characters are very similar, specifically if you read romance books. So here I decided to read a little bit of horror, and I read 2 books, and again they're quite short. And I'm doing so bad with my reading. I'm so not happy about this. And so because these books are more on a horror side, I decided to make it a little bit more gray, black, golden, and a little bit of flowers here and there. Now on the second book, which I will mention later, I will change my star rating for it, because later when I started thinking about the books, the book actually it wasn't all that good, but we'll get to it. The saddest part about all of this, when I look at my bullet journal from last year, when I look at like reading, how many pages did I read and all that, I don't even get to 1,000 anymore. It's so bad. But yeah, both of these books that I read were an ebook. We sadly don't have this book in our library, and I didn't visit my library in quite some time. How do you say it? My library card is no longer functioning. I mean, not functioning. I had to go to my library and pay for using my card and get books more. Yeah. I forgot how to say it. Anyway, on this side I'm doing my calendar, and I decided to make it a lot bigger than I usually did, because it just gets, it's just too empty. Even now when I look at it, yeah, it did cover a little bit more, but still it's very empty. Not exactly happy about that. Also, I would like to know what type of books do you like to read during summertime? Because I'm seeing, like, if you're into thriller or horror, there's like slasher summer, or it's just called a little bit different if you're in those type of books. Do you like to read those type of books in summer? This is me reading these type of books on summertime the first time. Usually romance books work, I don't know why, but they work for me the best in summer. But I changed up a little bit. Alright, let us start with the first book, and I finally read PENPAL. I heard a lot about this book, that it was supposedly really good, and it is quite good. Even there was a certain part or chapter just didn't make much sense that I don't think it needed to be there, but it's fine. So this is horror, thriller, mystery. It's about our, I don't think they even gave him a name, but our character, he's an adult now, but he's reflecting in his past when he was a child in kindergarten, what happened, all of those back then, and how he is where he is now, that he's even alive, basically. So in kindergarten they had this little innocent thing going on, that they would release balloons with their letter attached to it, and if anybody found it, they could like write it back. So you know, that's what pen pal is. Unfortunately, our main character someone did find his letter and did write him back, but they never wrote anything. They just sent pictures, Polaroid pictures to be exact. And he didn't think much of it until later, he was looking for something, and he had this little box, like shoe box, and he had all these pictures in it, and they fell down or something. And when he was starting to put them back, he noticed that in every picture he's in it. So his pen pal was basically stalking him, taking pictures of him, even if he was with his mom or he was alone with his friends, which they really like to play in the woods. And I have to say, him as a kid, he did the right thing to tell his mom what's going on, and his mom acted immediately. That was good. But of course there's tragedy in this one. It's really heartbreaking, especially at the ending. He had a best friend. They were always together, to the point that they even made a comment that they look very much alike. Remember that? You know, you have a stalker and you have a friend that you look alike. I think you can like put two and two together. But they were adventurers, they were great friends, and all of a sudden their relationship fell apart. It was kind of a sad, but then you learn what exactly happened. The only thing that I kind of miss in this book, that we don't learn anything about the stalker. Who is he? Or maybe that is also the point. He's a complete stranger and he's just fascinated with kids. That's basically all it. But there's a lot more going on in this book, and I do recommend it. I really do like this book. This book was great and is also a winner for this month. But yeah, I think this part of him and this old lady was a little bit strange. I don't think it needed to be there, but he was basically telling you the story of his childhood and things that happened there, that I guess he was not aware of any dangers. But yeah, like I said, I do recommend. It's a good book. Alright, now we're going to the second book, and this is the one that I will change. You will see in this video that I gave it a little bit more stars, and now I'm going to change it. I gave it 3.5, but now the more I think about it, it's going to be barely 3 stars. It just barely got to 3 stars, and that is Night of the Mannequins. Horror, thriller, YA. The book wasn't all that bad. The thing is, I did not exactly like the way it was written, and also when you think Night of the Mannequins, I had a completely different idea of how this book is going to go. Now of course I can't hate the book because it didn't go the ways I was having thoughts about it, but I just didn't vibe with this book. And it wasn't even that scary. Like, pen pal did make me feel a bit uncomfortable in certain situations when I was reading. Here I didn't feel anything. So the story is I don't know, I didn't write the names of these kids, but they found this mannequin like covered in some woods, in some weird stuff. So they cleaned it up and they played with it. I don't know what they did. They were playing with it. In a couple of years, they did nothing with him, but they then decided to bring that mannequin out and have a little prank on their friend in a cinema. The prank didn't go all that well. Because of their stupid prank, their friend got fired. And apparently the mannequin that was there at the cinema with them, he kind of stood up and walked away. I don't know what else to say because this book is super short. I really don't want to say too much. I don't know, it just didn't hit. It wasn't even that scary, and justifying of death of your friends, I don't know how to say. I don't want to give it away too much. It's just, it was fine, but at the same time just wasn't vibing with it, and I don't like the way it was written, really. The character himself was a bit weird, but I guess I know why he's so weird. And the ending was also a bit strange. I want to know, if you read this book, how you actually feel about it. No, to me this was a bit of a disappointment. And here I thought that reading these horror books is going to bring me back to read more. PENPAL did that. Night of the Mannequin kind of ruined it. So, take it how you want. I mean, you could give it a try. I just didn't really, it just didn't deliver what I wanted. That's all. And this is my reading journal for June. Yeah, you can see it's still 4.5, but I'm going to change it to 3 stars. But yeah, this is all that I read for this month. Please write down the books you read, and if you read any of these books, tell me down below. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Ciao, ciao.